Again, coming back, this is why it's so exciting, because people are scared of evidence-based practice. What about if we tell you you're already practicing evidence-based practice?
Welcome to the new series of the Massage and Physical Therapist talk show. We're back. It's been a while. Not sure how long it's been actually, but it feels like it's been an age, and it's lovely to see you both. So today we've got myself, Chris Madden from Take a Breather. We've got Maria from the School of Soft Tissue Therapy. And we've got Imi from Back on Track, and we're all back. So nice to see you guys. How's it going?
Hi, thank you very much.
Yeah, lovely to see you. It feels weird being back, but I'm weirdly nervous, like I was the first episode at the beginning.
I think because when we set these up, obviously it was during lockdown initially, wasn't it? So we kind of didn't get out much. So it was we were used to seeing people on screens all the time, and I'll be honest, it seems strange seeing people on the screen now because we're so out there and back to doing everything again. So yeah, it's nice that we can do it though. So what's new? Anyone got any updates, life updates, work updates, anything going on? So Maria, what's going on?
Oh yes, always so much going on. Life, work. For me, I'm lucky enough that my profession is my hobby as well, so the two merge. And at the moment we're working really hard setting up Therapy Expo, the content, and our hands-on app at Therapy Expo, where we're going to be, because we're very interested in translating evidence into clinical practice. So what does it look like, you know, when we talk about evidence, what does it look like in the clinic? So really busy doing that. I'm waiting for my son from private life, waiting for my son to come back from his trip to Italy, where he spent 1 month by himself in Italy. So looking forward to that. And apart from that, as I say, my profession is my hobby. So I'm preparing courses, delivering courses, supporting my clinic therapists and seeing clients, enjoying my profession in general.
Oh, that's brilliant. Love to hear it.
Oh, actually, yes, there is something I forgot. I should say, hopefully there is a paper that came out, a study that came out I was part of.
Oh, amazing.
With Chad Cook and some other esteemed colleagues. So it should be coming out soon. One study is on the gap in research for manual therapy, and the other one is use of force-based manual therapy, so manual therapy and massage in people with different pain phenotypes. So really looking forward to that. We found some really interesting results. So
that's fantastic. You'll have to make sure you send that over, because I'm sure everyone listening would be really interested in reading that.
Yeah, we cannot until it's actually published, but yeah, we're really excited.
Brilliant. And what about you, Imi? What have you been up to?
A bit like Maria, you know, when I'm not here in clinic working, I'm studying, or I'm reading, or I'm listening to podcasts. It sounds really boring, but I genuinely love what I do and love learning about it. So it is my hobby as well.
Brilliant.
I've been doing a clinical hypnotherapy course, which is, the assignment is very much ongoing. And I'm still studying the Feldenkrais method. That's the sort of quite experiential, so it's a 4 years. So you learn by doing a lot, which is lovely. I get to go and have 40 days a year doing as well as learning. So that's really, really good fun.
Awesome. So we'll keep you busy. Well, yeah. I don't know if I told you previously, but I had the birth of my little girl. Was born on January the 6th. So it's been a whirlwind of 6 months. Just so, yeah, trying to balance
January the 6th is Epiphany. Yeah. You see, it's that's the day of Epiphany. So what a meaningful date.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
For the baby to be born.
I mean, she's called Clementine, and she was born. Well, she was due on Christmas Day, funnily enough, and then she ended up being 12 days late, and she came on what's known in some countries as Christmas Day, is the 6th of January.
Correct. That's why it's the Epiphany, it's the revelation.
Yeah, that's
it.
So
for us in Italy, it used to be the bigger day of celebration. Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'm enjoying embracing fatherhood and being hands-on. And I think the joy of the kind of work we do is I'm in control, so I can be flexible. If I, you know, it is hard turning down work now, you know, and stuff, but it does make you realize, I think, and this is probably a topic for another time, is that there is life outside of work, and we use work as this, you know, we're all lucky that we enjoy it so much, but it's hard to say no sometimes to work because we see it as a hobby. It does feel like a hobby, as you were saying. So yeah, it's funny. It's hard to switch off sometimes.
Your priorities. It
100%,
changes your priorities, and it makes you a little bit better organized in your own work because of that. Because you say, well, actually, no, I'm not going to work on a Saturday anymore because this is a precious time for my daughter, for my son,
that's it, and it's
my
convincing.
dogs,
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
A very good subject, that one, for another time. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll shelve that one, but I'm managing to get some sleep in. So yeah, but if you hear any yawns throughout the chat, then I'm not being rude. I promise.
It must be us then.
I'm hoping you two will just chat on for a bit, and I'll press mute and have a little snooze in the background. But anyway, so this leads on nicely, actually, Anna Maria, from what you've just been saying, because today's topic is about breaking through the doubts and how to believe in your evidence-based massage practice. So it's a big topic to talk about today, and I'm sure it's something that we're all obviously very passionate about as massage therapists, and how we deliver our practice, and we're all unique in what we offer and how we do it. But you know, just to get things, let's just get this conversation started about evidence-based massage therapy. You know, what is it? Can anyone sort of briefly explain it to someone that might think, what on earth is that? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, can I, there is something I want to pick on this actually, and on something that I read recently. Imi, if you don't mind, I'm just going to start with that one. You just discussed, you know, what it is, and what I was reading recently about what is evidence-based movement, you know, what is evidence-based movement. And I like to pick that up on, well, evidence-based is not a movement. A movement indicates a collective of people trying to bring forward an idea or change. Yeah, maybe you can use the term movement with those professionals, like, you know, those professionals that trying to bring forward the evidence-based practice within, excuse me, our profession. So in that terms, we can call it movement. But apart from that, I strongly feel that using movement when referring to evidence-based practice is fundamentally incorrect, because when we say movement, what do we think? We think trend, we think fad. Evidence-based practice is not a trend, it's not a fad, it's a model, it's a framework, it's even a philosophy that is used internationally, and this is recognized internationally as best practice in healthcare, in order to make the most of the opportunities to create benefits for the clients. And the important term is to reduce the harm. It's internationally recognized in healthcare. And that's the key word for me, which is healthcare. In the moment in which we provide a clinical encounter, which it can be anything, okay? To me, a clinical encounter doesn't matter what the profession you are in, doesn't matter what you provide, doesn't matter what the modality, doesn't matter if you're registered or not, if it's mainstream or not. A clinical encounter is when you decide to work and help somebody that comes to you because they have pain or injury. You want to help them to get better. That is in comparison to somebody that might want to just go to get a treatment for feeling good, but it's not related to their pain, or might not be related to the pain. So in the moment in which we work with people in pain, we are part in healthcare, if we like it or not. So it's not a choice that we make. In the moment we say to somebody, yes, I can help you with, I can work with you within your pain and injury, even if only to work with the symptoms, we become part of healthcare. And that comes, guys, with responsibilities. The responsibility, the biggest responsibility is be effective, find the most effective approach for the client to get them where they should be or where they want to be effectively and quickly. And secondly, and most importantly, though, we must do no harm. And that's why evidence-based practice is important. What do no harm means? It's a very wide concept.
Do you think that do you see how this can be confusing? Let's just say someone's just qualified. They've just done the level 3 massage training. And they've not quite delved fully in, they've done everything that's asked of them. They've done their exams, they've done all their case studies. And then they've got all this, evidence-based movement terms thrown at them. Do you think there might be a bit of a case of some therapists feeling a bit, I mean, everyone in every walk of life gets what we call imposter syndrome, where they don't feel that they may be they're qualified enough to be doing what they're doing in any job, and they're just maybe winging it. They're just getting through. Do you think that all these big words, when ultimately someone that's coming for a session, I mean, I think of my clients, I mean, I don't often think about the word evidence-based that much, but when I actually looked into it, I was like, oh, actually, I'm doing that anyway, without even realizing,
This is our point. Yeah.
So a client will get in touch with me, and a very rare, I mean, even someone that comes for a session with me and they come just because they've had a stressful week and they want to relax, for instance, they're still coming for a reason.
I would say that is still potentially dealing people with pain. Pain can be emotional pain as well. I think when we talk about, pure relaxation massage or treatment, that's when, you go with the girls for a fun spa day. Even I've worked in holistic as well as the sort of a more sports sort of environment. Even when people are coming because maybe they've got depression, they've got stress, they've got anxiety, that's still pain. It's just emotional pain, not just emotional. It's a different type of pain. But we're definitely still working in healthcare when we work with those clients or people who have extremely busy lives that they're trying to juggle and maybe feeling burnout. That is still working, not in relaxation. And it's just as valid.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And I like, if you don't mind, I like to unpack a little bit that you said, Chris, you said, you just qualified and you're kind of winging it. And, people come to you because they just want a bit of relaxation because they've been very, very stressed. And, they've all these big words. Actually, Chris, it's, as I said before, it's not our choice. You're working with somebody there that is potentially, there is a vulnerability there. And I'm going to go back a moment to we do no harm. And no harm, it does not mean doing harm with our hands, because we know that massage doesn't do any harm. But actually, when I'm working with a client and they say, oh, my shoulders are really, really tight because because actually everybody's been telling me that my posture is really, really bad and therefore my shoulders are tight or my neck I feel very stressed because of that. We know from evidence that what we say to our clients, they can have a positive placebo or a negative nocivic effect to the pain or to the emotional well-being. So I argue that even at level 2 or level 1, if even exists, everybody should be aware of evidence-based practice. Evidence-based practice is not different to what we do. What it is to make sure we use, in fact, to use Sackett's definition is the judicious use of clinical reasoning when we take into consideration the most relevant recent clinical evidence, the therapist expertise, and the client preferences. This is what it is. And I'm going to repeat, I know that I'm banging on about it, but I'm going to repeat. The person comes to you into the door, even if they say, oh, my shoulder is a little bit ache because I'm really, really stressed. I cannot differentiate that between leisure and healthcare. To me, that is healthcare.
100%.
Because actually feeling good, supporting somebody feeling good because they're stressed, or they say the symptom of stress, and then it's not my choice. That is healthcare. And in the moment in which I have healthcare, because evidence is teaching me that what I say to my client can have a long-term negative effect on their health and well-being, then the responsibility of doing no harm should be really taken into consideration quite high.
Yeah.
And you know, that and I'm gonna stop there, but you know, the fact that, oh, you know, we're winging it, or we just qualified a level 3. Level 3 is a very acceptable level. This is how I started. This is how I built up my practice. Just because we are level 3, do we take away our own responsibility? Actually, this is the people that first meet those lower back pain, those shoulder pains. Those are the people, the level 3 practitioner are the ground level that they see all those people with pain, with long-term pain. So those are the people, to me, that should understand. There might not be other scope of practice or doing rehab or clinical reasoning, but it doesn't mean they should not be aware of evidence-based. And it's not that difficult. You know, there might be big words, but it's our role as educators to translate those big words into clinically applicable understanding.
And I think when you've just started out, you never stop learning as a massage therapist, and so, you know, no matter what level you're currently at, the more clients you're seeing and helping and working with, you know, your knowledge is just increasing. You know, every day. You know, every day is a school day, isn't it? We're always learning, and it is a gripe of mine, I think, when people associate massage therapy as a luxury and not as a necessity. You know, people sometimes, if you tell someone you've just been for a massage, they're like, "Oh, check you out, Mr. Man of Luxury over here, just sitting with cucumbers on your eyes and relaxing in this." You know, they just imagine you just sat with your feet up in this spa. You know,
and what about why do you think that happens? Also, why do you think that people think that having a treatment, a spa, is something negative? This is an absolute point of mine. Actually, yes, I'm having a, you know, me and Imi talk about it all the time, don't we, Imi?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's part of managing, especially in these times when people are stressed and you know, and healthcare is under a lot of pressure. We, you know, these proactive things we can do if we choose to, if we can afford it, like having a massage, is part of taking care of your health. And so it's so important. I going back to Chris's point, I do think a lot of therapists are scared of evidence-based practice. I think there's a lot of polarizing stuff on the social media. I think most of it is well intended to get attention and get people talking. And well, here we are discussing these kinds of things, which is great. But I think a lot does just scare people off and maybe annoy them a little bit. You know, when we see things, our brains actually do have a protective negativity bias. There's a bit of evidence, and it can be difficult to override this, especially on social media, where you haven't got those nuances of body language or tone or facial expression. And, you know, I can see how some people might think that it's saying that massage doesn't work or isn't effective or isn't valid. And that's simply not true. You know, recent research maybe does indicate that those direct physiological effects we used to think massage had, like releasing muscles or melting trigger points or stretching fascia, we can't say that those are true any longer. But that's not the same as saying that massage isn't valid or effective and can't help people with pain and injury. You know, the same. There's recent evidence, you know, that disclaims things that we thought in osteopathy or even exercise. So it's in all professions that new evidence comes out, and we learn from that, and we change what we think. You know, all of us here and all the people listening will know that their clients appreciate them. Like Chris said, you know, your clients absolutely value what you do and appreciate it. Otherwise, they wouldn't come and see us. But it's why we just have to ask ourselves, when they get positive outcomes, could it be from other effects than what we used to think?
And it would be okay.
Massage is valuable, and there's a lot of evidence for the efficacy. That's the other thing. Evidence-based practice tells us actually what massage can be amazing for, and the efficacy of a massage appointment. It's just maybe not what we thought 20 years ago or 30 years ago when I first trained.
What do you think about, obviously we get clients coming to us and they don't always know what we are and our way of working. And I'm sure everyone's had it where they've had clients come and they might think that you're a chiropractor or an osteopath,
Yes.
Or even a specific sports masseuse, for instance. And I think they just think a lot of, the general public they just tie all that together as one thing, don't they? I think they don't realize sometimes that they are different specialities and so people are coming sometimes with specific ailments, if you like, issues. And that can be quite daunting for a massage therapist to feel like they have to be able to fix this person in this session. And that is that's not what's expected. And by them coming, my view is them coming to you, whatever you do, the time you spend with them, with your massage therapy, if that's what you're, the session you're providing, it is ultimately going to help them,
But
maybe not cure, it's not going to cure them in one session anyway.
I'm really open with my clients now, and I'll say to them, I used to view what I did as fixing. That's how we all, I think, worked. And now I say, well, I'm here to support you. So I'm in a supportive role. So I'm here to be your cheerleader. I'm here to guide you, support you, work with you, rather than work on you and try and fix you in some way. So it's just changing that interaction from thinking about it as being fixing to thinking about it as being supporting, which is an amazing role to play. It takes a weight off your shoulders, and also for a lot of clients who have, butted up against, maybe more mainstream or more medical practices. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes because of finances, the way the world is with money and the NHS and things, they don't always have time. And what we can do so amazingly is we can give those clients time. Literally listening to them is one of the most important things, and validating them and saying, do you know what, I've got you, quite literally, I've got your back, and I will support you through whatever you're going to do. And it's a relief, because it takes that feeling of having to solve everything and fixing everything away from you. In a way, you can simply be there to care for them.
But from the client's perspective, I was just jumping in again there with, like, for maybe a financial point of view, for instance, is that they've got this back pain, for instance, and it's starting to sort of play havoc with their home life. It's getting them down. They've not got a load of money. They don't want to be spending. They can't afford. I think everyone would love a massage every week if they could afford it. Every day, even, to be honest. But so do you think when they're coming obviously hoping that they're going to feel better after one session, and we have to navigate that tricky sort of, not tricky, but that conversation of it's prevention, isn't it? Rather than coming in when your back's gone and then hoping that we can help, get it back.
Chris, I think that's where evidence-based practice comes into place. First of all, I'd just like to, I love what Imi said, because I'd add to that that disciplines or methodologies is not what we are. It's the person comes to see us, and what we do with that 1 hour time, half an hour time, or 90 minutes time, it's what the client needs at the time. So we might have written in our business card massage therapy, but that's why I love the term soft tissue therapist, because what evidence is telling us, and this is what is really, really interesting, coming back to your, fixing or cure with a session that you mentioned, that what it's really evidence is telling us is that it's not massage or the hands-on which creates a change. It is the rapport with the client, the rapport that which we call therapeutic alliance, the rapport, the communication, the room setup, the music setup. I have a fireplace in my room because I want them to feel that they're at home, they're comfortable. It's your listening. It's what lovely Imi was saying. Is that those I don't remember if you said it at the beginning, but those we used to call soft skills, which I don't know anymore, is psychologically informed practice. For those of you out there that have been in practice a long time like us, we've been 20, 22 years in practice, we know that actually the client coming out and feeling better and continue coming back is not because of what we do with our hands. I discovered that many years ago, I used to say to them, oh yes, it's because of my accent. I used to laugh about it. Now I'm an evidence-based practitioner. I can say, yes, it's because of my accent. Because what evidence is telling us, and this is again coming back, this is why it's so exciting, because people are scared of evidence-based practice. What about if we tell you you're already practicing evidence-based practice? Now we know in this, when we moved away from the pathanatomical view of healthcare, which was, you know, we're treating the injury, we're treating the muscle, we're treating the pelvic. No, we are treating the person. That is a more biopsychosocial approach to healthcare. We already call that holistic. We already been doing that. Why? Because as Imi said very well, we can give them the time. The time for what? For listening. That is the true, real therapeutic intervention. There is a part of medicine called narrative medicine. Narrative medicine proposes that a client story, it's a way of healing themselves, because as the story changes, the approach changes. Why that? Because we know from evidence that pain is complex. The pain is influenced by our fears, by our worries. So when I come into my clinic, when a client's coming to the clinic, they have lower back pain and they see my couch really nicely presented, the candles are on, the towels always rolled up in a safe place, everything is really nice and neat. I wear my shirt with my logo. I have nice music, nice smell. What am I doing to the person's nervous system? I'm calming them already.
You're making them feel safe, aren't you? You know,
safe. Then the evidence also telling us there is something called, and a lot of you practitioners there that are listening to us, they know that this one happened. Don't we always say with some clients are really click? That is called in psychology, it's called biosynchrony. What's happened when we put our hands on clients, especially when we treat with long, slow strokes, which the light one affects acetatyl fibers, the deep ones affect some other fibers, very similar. They all get processed. One part of the brain that processes also emotions. That's why they makes you feel good. The feeling good down regulates the sympathetic nervous system, so it upregulates the parasympathetic system. But guess what? Not only to the client, that parasympathetic response happens also to the therapist. That becomes biosynchrony. So the two people are regulating themselves. In that moment, what does the client be thinking about? Oh, you can understand me. You are like me. And therefore, they tell you more. And once they tell you, how many times, and I keep saying, please stop me here, yeah, but how many times we do a consultation, we spend 20 minutes on the consultation, they haven't told us the very important factor until they're on the couch or after 2 or 3 treatments.
Yeah, and you think, why didn't you just let me know that at the start, you know? But it's because you can be a stranger to them until they've got to know, you know, until they feel safe.
Bravissimo. Yeah. And this is where I'm trying to go. And Imi tried that your intervention is not the massage. It's you. They come through to you because they enjoy the massage. Hands-on, I call it hands-on. It's not even massage anymore. Hands-on, manual therapy, reflexology, whatever you use. It's putting your hands on somebody. That is the way the particular person understand the world. That's why they're coming through your door. And there, where you can have that amazing responsibility to make them feel safe.
So do you think...
And that's what those new grads that you were saying, that's what they already have. That's what, you know, you walk out of massage school, you already have all of those evidence-backed skills. So you're doing the thing. You might not have read every paper, you might not understand every nuance behind the psychology, behind the neuroscience of it, but if you don't overcomplicate and over medicalize things and just do, you know, listen and hear the client and calm them and reassure them and listen, you know, and calm them down and listen to them. It's almost like that do no harm. If you do that and don't fill it with things that we can't back up, you're already practicing evidence-based or evidence-informed. You've got that backup of it. What you're doing is so valuable.
While we have you here listening, we have a super quick announcement about our massage oils and wax range. Massage Warehouse has the largest selection of massage oils and waxes in the UK, and we're confident we have the perfect oil for each therapist and their own treatments. Like our Melrose H2 oil, a much loved oil by thousands of therapists thanks to its dispersible properties, ultra smooth glide, and its ease of washing out. Your towels and couch covers will thank you for using it. Check out our full range of oils at massagewarehouse.co.uk and enjoy the rest of the show.
Going back a little bit to bring the conversation back on this confusion of evidence-based practice, people feel confused because they see the social media that Imi was saying very, very well, Chris. And straight away in the social media, what do they see? They see, oh, there is no evidence that massage does this, therefore it means that they're saying that I don't have value. Me as a therapist, the clients I have, that tells me that I have value.
Says otherwise.
That says otherwise. So you have there a bit of a backfire effect and a cognitive dissonance. But Chris, what they're saying is that there is no evidence, not on the fact that your clients get better coming to see you. There is no evidence that your hands-on pressure changes physiological tissues. That's what it says to us. But it's our value, and this is a bit philosophical, but it's our value on the changes of the tissue. Why do we put more value on changing the tissues than we put on supporting the client and the care first? Secondly, for me, it's really important to understand that evidence-based practice is a clinical reasoning. It's a model where a client comes in, they want something, you discuss this something. So they want, let's call this something an outcome. How do we decide what's the best plan of action for that outcome? When somebody has pain or injury, when we say that it is healthcare, or stress, how do I decide what is the best plan of action? I can do what I always done because my experience tells me so, but we know the personal experience is fraught with biases. The other thing also, how do I know that actually I got plenty of personal experience, but that something out there has been found to be a bit more effective and better? And that's where what we do is to take evidence-based practices, taking the practitioner's role is to take the most current clinical evidence out there for that particular situation. And then as a therapist, your expertise is to translate the evidence to make it fit with the clients, what the clients need, what the client's goals are. So let me give you an example. You come to me with lower back pain. What does evidence is telling me out there for lower back pain? First of all, let's remove the red flags. Evidence is telling me that going back to normal activities is the best thing. Evidence is telling me that depression and anxiety are big risk factors. evidence is telling me that being scared of movement can make the person worse, and what we tell them can make the person worse. So I take this evidence. My expertise tells me that people really enjoy and benefit from massage therapy, which is actually confirmed from evidence, because we know massage decreases in anxiety and symptoms of depression. I know that for lower back pain, certain positions are better than others. This is my expertise. The client likes massage, so I'm fitting with the client's needs. But also, I'm saying to the client, look, we know that actually understanding that pain does not always equal damage could be a good, so that we put in a little bit of explanation, making sense of pain and education. That is what evidence-based practice is. It's not just practicing what a paper says.
Yeah, it's so I think what anyone listening to this so far will take from this as a massive positive is anyone that's thinking they're not following an evidence-based approach, they actually are without even realizing, because what we do and how we work with our clients, that is an evidence-based approach. And I think for myself, obviously, I'm not just a massage therapist. I probably do as many, or if not more, reflexology sessions than I do massage therapy sessions, and that is a very similar thing. You know, with the reflexology, a lot of people come to me for specific reasons, and obviously, I work with the client over numerous sessions with the reflexology to help aid that, you know, that particular reason that they're coming. And I think for me, what really sort of resonates with me is what you were saying. It's that time with the client. And to me, it doesn't matter what I'm doing with the client in that time, whether it's reflexology, whether it's massage therapy, whether it's Reiki healing, whether it's crystal healing, whether it's a mixture of all, you know, everything I offer in 90 minutes. It doesn't matter to me. The client's there, I'm spending that time with them, and you know, they walk out of there, you know, feeling 10 foot tall and like they've been reborn sometimes, you know, and then they keep coming back. Apologize if you can hear the rain in the background, by the way. I am in Manchester.
When we say that, you know, massage is the context of where the therapy happens, but you know, even I think I wanted to make sure that people didn't think that massage isn't skillful. Massage is, you know, being a massage therapist is incredibly skillful. Somebody recently said, oh yeah, my wife can give a decent massage. What's it, you know, why should I pay to go and see someone else? And yeah, I'm sure she can. It's, you know, massage isn't a hard thing to do. Same as most of us can cook something to eat for tea of an evening. But the difference between doing that and then, you know, meeting somebody for the very first time and very quickly putting your hands on them, building that therapeutic alliance, knowing the nuances of when to do more, when to do less, when to listen. So, like, most of us can cook. It's, you know, it's not hard, but to prepare a Michelin-starred meal, that is skilled. And it's the same with massage and touch, knowing where to get best ingredients, layer the spices, the setup of the restaurant, the welcome of, you know, from the servers, anticipating the diner's needs without being intrusive. Now that's like being a very good skilled massage therapist, knowing not to, or we might have read 50 million papers, but we're not going to lecture our clients on 50 million papers. That's not what it's about. It's all those nuances of being able to meet someone and very, very quickly put them at ease, reassure them at the same time. You're thinking about what they're wanting, what their goals are, what their outcomes are. As you're touching and moving them, working out what they're, you know, all those little body language things of what they feels good to that person on that day. That is hugely skilled, knowing what's too much, what's not enough, what speed they want, how to move them so they feel comfortable and confident.
To ask.
Wow, that's skilled.
Yeah, and let's stop seeing massage. It's just massage. It's just hands-on. Massage is the, like you always say that, Imi, is the experience of massage.
You know, anyone listening today will probably have a big weight lifted off their shoulders with what they maybe thought was expected of them, what, you know, whether they thought they weren't doing something that they should have been doing. You know, I think just making therapists just realize that your time with the client and your you know, that keeps coming back each month or every fortnight, that is evidence-based. You are working individually with that client on their specific needs and requirements, and you are tailoring your session to suit. And each approach is different with each client. You know, and there is things we can be reading, as I'm sure there's, you know, we can never stop learning and learning as therapists, and, you know, we can never read enough books and we can never read enough articles.
Yeah, what we read, that's really important.
Yeah,
Chris.
exactly.
It's a model, Chris. It is a model. It's a shift in understanding. It's a total shift in understanding, because the catering for the client, individual catering for the client, has to have a base on what evidence is telling us that is effective. If I go and give somebody, for example, I don't know, overwhelm them with pain science, or I say to them, for example, that the pain comes because the disc is herniated, that is not anymore evidence-based. So we must know, and we don't have to necessarily read ourselves the papers, but we need to follow those people that we trust, and indeed the associations, and this is where the responsibility should be. Why our associations are not insisting in at least being evidence-informed practitioners.
Yeah.
Why they are still qualifying people at level 3, level 4, and sometimes at level 5, with people being told the massage flushes toxins. Yeah. And then those poor people goes out into the forums and they read things like from me, from many other colleagues, and they say, oh my God, I just qualified, I spent all the thousands of pounds. And that's not right. Yeah. And you feel a fraud, but you shouldn't be feeling a fraud, because the main part that you do is, so we're going back to holistic. What you have to understand is the mechanisms behind it. And then you still use your oils, you still use your, but your understanding, somebody, there is a big, Adam Meekins always make the Mickey out of me, because he says, oh, you use the fluffy towels. Yes. This is, to me, evidence-based. Yeah. Because no, I use fluffy towels because with certain clients, I do know that the fluffy towels is what they need to feel safe. I can go. Brilliant. Sorry, stop me, because I can
No, I think it's been a really interesting. Yeah, I mean, we could do another hour chatting about this, and I just think that, you know, it's anyone listening, you know, will you know, I think that this will help sort of fill in a few grey areas that people may have around the whole term evidence-based. And I think that, you know,
people can contact me anytime. Maria and Imi, I know that they can contact us.
Brilliant.
Imi, I'm sure that I can speak for you, because I know that you're very passionate. We are here. I know that, you know,
about it.
Yes, we are here to help people navigate this time. It's going to be challenging. There are some things that they have to change, but hey, you know,
but even evidence changes. It's an evolution.
It's always changing, isn't it?
It's not a destination. You don't go, hey, evidence-based, that's it, I can stop learning. It's a constant evolution. That's what makes it exciting and fun. Wouldn't it be boring if that was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up there. But what I would say is like you're saying, Anna Maria, is people can contact us. We are fellow therapists and human beings. We're you know, we're not the be all and end all of all knowing answers, but we're here to work together as a collective. So whether that be on the Massage Warehouse Facebook group, you know, the group that everyone, all the therapists are on, whether that's contacting us direct. It'd be nice, actually, Anna Maria, have you got a preferred method of contact? Are you on any social media or anything like that?
I'm a little bit of one of the old style people. I'm still on Facebook, but I am part of the lovely massage therapist group, the Massage Warehouse group. And so if you just want to ask a question directly to me, you can just tag me, or, you know, send me a direct message on Messenger. I will always say, I might not reply straight away, but I need to be, you know, feel free to nag me. Or, you know, go to Anna at thestschool.co.uk.
Brilliant.
I honestly, when I say I'm available for people to contact me, because I know
Lovely.
I know where you are.
Awesome.
Because
And
we were all
Imi?
there before.
Yeah, so I think I'm on most of the groups. I periodically come off Facebook, but generally I'm on most of the groups. Yeah, I'm happy to be contacted by messenger or email.
Awesome.
And I'm on most of the groups. So, you know, like you can tag people and things, can't you? And DM people. But yeah, if someone's panicking and thinks that everything is over because they've read a certain post, yeah, I've been there, and people help me. People are really kind and help me, and I'm happy to do that.
Brilliant. And if anyone wants to speak to me at all, it's Take a Breather UK is the tagline. But obviously, if anyone listening, keep in touch with these talk shows, because we're back on track now.
Subscribe.
That's it. I think it'll be somewhere down the bottom of the video. You'll be able to subscribe. You'll get a little comment. That's it. We want it. Share. You know, let's share these. We're here to help each other and learn and grow together as a community. So yeah, it's been brilliant to be back. And let's. I'm looking forward to the next one already. So see you all soon. Goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.
The Massage and Physical Therapist Talk Show. We discuss the talking points that matter to you, the therapist. A lot of work goes into creating the talk shows, and we'd be very grateful if you can choose Massage Warehouse when shopping for massage supplies, so we can continue to create these amazing podcasts. Massage Warehouse is your one-stop shop for massage supplies and does great work supporting our wonderful community. Until next time,